INEC presents certificates of return to National Assembly members-elect from August 16 by-elections. Anambra Police Command charges 8 Agunechemba culprits to court. Muslim women's body Form1 meets in Kaduna, embarks on grassroots advocacy. Hello and welcome to the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24 live in Abuja. I'm Naja Atutijani. INEC has presented certificates of return to National Assembly members-elect from the August 16 by-elections. Mayor Ogidi reports.
Like footballers entering the pitch, replacing others during halftime, look energetic with a mien determined to make a difference. 2 senators elect and 5 House of Representative members elect, they got the blessings of the electorate at the August 16th by-elections. Victory sealed by INEC. Out of the 2 senatorial seats, APGA won, APC won. 4 out of the 5 House of Rep seats, APC won 4. Though a lone bright spot for the PDP came from Ibadan North in Oyo State. Joseph Ikpia, Edo Central Senatorial District, says they are set for serious business and time is not an excuse.
For me, it's not a huge challenge because I'm quite sure, and the way I attend to my people, the way I attend to them right now, these few years I'm here, I'm going to be there, we also determine what they feel about me.
Now attention totally shifted to Anambra State for the November 8th governorship election. Mayor Ogidi, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, says President Bola Tinubu is committed to enhancing the welfare of the Niger Delta region, stating that the administration is poised to address some of its challenges. The SGF said this when a delegation from the Niger Delta Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders Forum, led by Chairman and President of the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide, Jonathan Lukbobiri, paid him a courtesy visit in Abuja. Akume highlighted some of the president's efforts in tackling regional challenges, including the establishment of the University of Environmental Technology in Ogoniland to address ecological issues. He acknowledged past initiatives such as the Ministry of Niger Delta Development Commission, and the Amnesty Program. The SGF commended the forum for its solidarity in mobilizing grassroots support for President Tinubu's re-election, emphasizing the importance of zoning and power rotation in promoting national unity, stability, and a sense of belonging. Jonathan Lukbobiri thanked President Tinubu for his timely intervention in resolving the crisis in Rivers State and bringing peace and stability. He expressed gratitude to the federal government for empowering youths from the Niger Delta through the Amnesty Program. The House of Representatives has commended Katsina State government for its significant strides in advancing the healthcare sector through the integration of digital systems. The Chairman, House Committee on Primary Healthcare, Amos Magaji, gave the commendation during an oversight visit to assess the impact of healthcare in the state. Muhammad Yahya reports.
While in Katsina State, in continuation of its oversights across the country, the House of Representatives Committee on Primary Healthcare is impressed with the level of investment and commitment demonstrated by the Katsina State government, especially in digital data generation, enhancing real-time up-to-date information management within the health sector. With this, the committee says there is need for sustained collaboration between federal and subnational governments to tackle public health challenges.
We have taken something, we have also learned some things here in Katsina. We sat down here in Katsina in the hall and were able to reach a Kurfi, a patient that benefited from the system and we call and we're able to reach them.
Katsina State Commissioner for Health, Musa Adamu Funtua, highlights key achievements to include infrastructure upgrade, human capital development, and improved access to healthcare services, especially in the rural communities. The 10th Assembly says it is poised to build a strong partnership with development partners, as well as effective legislation to improve primary healthcare to guarantee a healthy society. In Katsina, Muhammad Yahya, NTA News.
Still on health, professionals are calling on government to subsidize the cost of managing diabetes medication and monitoring devices to alleviate the suffering of patients. Some of the issues raised at the 5th Annual Ogun Youth Diabetes Camp held at the Olusegun Obasanjo Presidential Library, Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo reports.
Worried by the spike in the number of people dying from diabetes, healthcare professionals lament that the cost of anti-diabetic drugs and monitoring devices has risen beyond the reach of many Nigerians living with the disease, as they can no longer achieve diabetes control as recommended by the International Diabetes Federation. Dr. Olubiyi Adesina and Oseven Kochima observed that the exorbitant cost of insulin and others are overwhelming patients and straining hospitals, leading to the increasing number of Nigerians requiring emergency care due to untreated diabetes complications.
It's much more difficult living with diabetes and paying out of pockets for it these days. So, but that's where medical insurance come up. So if a lot of these people are able to get into medical insurance, it will reduce their day-to-day costs.
Also, we want to give the message to the government to please take the center stage, because living with diabetes globally, especially in Nigeria, is very expensive and difficult.
Wife of the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, Mrs. Bola Obasanjo, and some participants believe that there is hope for people living with diabetes, as they can also achieve their aims in life.
If Baba Obasanjo should be bouncing around at that age of 80-something, very close to 90, and is a diabetic client for over 35 years, they can do better.
What I get from here is how to properly manage diabetes, especially type 1, the use of insulin, how to manage hyper and hypoglycemia, what to do in such cases, how do you monitor your blood glucose level.
Stakeholders advocated for a better lifestyle for Nigerians, saying that Nigeria behavioral and lifestyle factors contribute greatly to the good lifestyle expected of the people. In Abeokuta, Yemi Dalemo, NTA News.
Still on strengthening Nigeria's healthcare system, the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency has commenced training 126 newly recruited staff under its Leadership Development Academy. The onboarding and leadership training program in Abuja is designed to equip new employees with essential skills to perform effectively and contribute to the transformation of primary healthcare across the country. Executive Director of the agency, Dr. Mui Aino, urges the participants to take personal development seriously, emphasizing that the agency is committed to providing them with necessary tools for success.
But it's not everybody that will get it. We will select those that are best in terms of the value, in terms of their commitment to the work. Those are the ones that we will select to participate. You understand? Because this government is about merit. This government is about result. It's about impact for Nigerians. That's what the president has asked us to do. That's what our minister role models, and that's what we try to push.
The latest cohort of 126 marks the 5th intake, expected to play a vital role in strengthening state-level technical support and improving service delivery in primary healthcare nationwide. In continuation of efforts to strengthen intelligence-led policing as a cornerstone of internal security, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ekbetoku, has inspected state-of-the-art intelligence installations at Idu community in Abuja. A statement by the force indicates that the visit is part of strategic engagement with indigenous security experts, particularly EIB Stratok, a homegrown security solutions provider aimed at boosting collaboration for a more effective national security architecture. The IGP emphasizes that intelligence gathering remains the bedrock of modern policing, stressing also the commitment of the Nigeria Police Force under his leadership to harness technology, innovation, and both local and foreign expertise to counter emerging threats and enhance public trust. Meanwhile, the IGP applauds the expertise of EIB Stratok and assures that the partnership will significantly enhance operational capacity of the force. He calls on other security experts and Nigerians at large to collaborate with the police and security agencies to advance technology-driven intelligence gathering to strengthen internal security and safeguard the nation. Still on security, the Anambra State Police Commissioner, Mr. Ikioyi Rutugu, says the 8th Agunechemba security operatives who assaulted a corps member in Anambra State will be charged to court for further sanctions in accordance with the law. Chinyere Fesi Okoye reports.
Here are the 8 culprits who dealt decisively with a corps member in Anambra State on the 23rd of July, now facing disciplinary measures as they have been handed over to the police.
We suspended them pending our own internal process. And now, as we have decided to hand them over to the police, whatever is the outcome of the matter in court, they still have us to contend with.
And these are people we try to give some level of orientation. Look at what they did to that lady. It's unfortunate. We condemn it. I'm very sure the state government has condemned it. However, the law must take its course.
As the masses fume over the inhuman treatment, the Commissioner of Police promises not to leave any stone unturned in handling the matter.
No matter whatever happens, one should not take certain law into one's hands to some degree. Some people should be very cautious where their rights begins and where it ends.
I think it's very essential the government look into this situation, whereby they train properly the vigilante and the security members so that they will be able to function properly in the state and outside the state.
The people are under our detention, 8 of them. I cannot compromise and I will never hide it.
Meanwhile, wife of Anambra State Governor Dr. Nonye Soludo is expected to have a meeting with the corps member on her return to Anambra State, while the Acting Director, Information and Public Relations of NYSC, in a statement states that necessary administrative procedures are on the way to assist the corps member in question in managing the physiological and psychological trauma resulting from this unfortunate incident, restating the strong commitment of the corps to the welfare and security of corps members nationwide. In Oka, Chinyere Fesi Okoye, NTA News.
This is the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. Stay tuned for more reports in a moment.
Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African roads.
On behalf of the Ododo family, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for standing with us in our time of grief. Your fatherly support brought us comfort. We also thank the Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, GCON, for personally visiting Okene to commiserate with us. To the Nigerian Governors Forum, Progressive Governors Forum, our esteemed leaders, traditional and religious fathers, and the good people of Kogi State, we are deeply grateful for your prayers, visits, and words of encouragement. Though the passing of our beloved father is a painful loss, your love reminds us we are not alone. May Almighty God bless you all. Announcer His Excellency Alhaji Ahmed Usman Ododo for the family.
This is NTA News 24.
This is the news desk at 11 on NTA News 24. Governor Umar Namadi of Jigawa State has been honored by the Saudi Hajj Authority with special awards for the commendable conduct of the 2025 Hajj exercise by the state. Muhammad Musa Askira reports that the awards were presented at a formal submission of a comprehensive report of the Hajj operations.
At the Government House in Dutse, Governor Umar Namadi received multiple awards conferred on him by the Saudi Hajj Authority, recognizing Jigawa's outstanding performance in the 2025 Hajj exercise. The presentation was made alongside the official report on the state's Hajj operations by the Amir al-Hajj and Emir of Kazore Al-Haji Najib Hussein Adamu. Prayers were offered during the ceremony for the repose of the soul of the female pilgrims from Jigawa who passed away in the Holy Land. Governor Namadi, while thanking the Amir al-Hajj, the Pilgrims Welfare Board and the entire operations team, commended their commitments and efficiency, which he said earned Jigawa a place of pride among participating states.
That throughout the Federation, you cannot match the experience, dedication, and devotion of the members of staff of Jigawa State Pilgrims Board.
As enshrined in the law establishing the board, ours is to make sure that pilgrims going through the board were able to perform Hajj with relative ease and comfort.
The pilgrims are very happy and are very appreciative of what happens in the Holy Land. I think this is one of the first time that the delegation is returning the money amounting to 25 million. In excess of what they have.
The governor assured that his administration will implement key recommendations contained in the report and further announced plans to establish a modern and befitting Hajj camp for Jigawa pilgrims. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Still talking faith-based matters, Muslim women from across the country under the umbrella body of Form 1 have converged in Kaduna to discuss how faith-based organizations can drive awareness as well as action on the global crisis of climate change to embark on grassroots advocacy and sensitization. Muhammad Umar Ajingi reports.
Abdul Karim, all the way from the United Kingdom, is here in Nigeria to attend the 40th anniversary and national conference of Form 1, the Federation of Muslim Women's Association in Nigeria.
We are here in our global sisterhood to show our solidarity to the Form 1 mother body, which UK is just one branch of it. And in the UK, we have 33 locations where Form 1 is.
Like Mujidat, many Muslim women from across the globe and from different regions and ethnic backgrounds within Nigeria have gathered here to deliberate on the continued propagation of Islam and to discuss pressing global issues such as climate change.
The Quran addresses the issue of the climate from its beginning to its end.
Climate change is a defining challenge of our age, but within every challenge lies an opportunity. By empowering women, strengthening resilience, and building sustainable communities.
Speakers at the event, including the representative of the First Lady, Speaker Tajuddin Abbas, and the representative of the Vice President, commended Form 1 for its consistent promotion of Islamic moral values among young Muslim women.
Today, Form 1 is taking the lead in propagating Islam across the world. Therefore, she calls for all of us to support Form 1.
As Muslims, we understand the Quran calls for unity, cooperation, and mutual support. The Federation for Women Association in Nigeria stand as a beacon of these Islamic principles.
With the pressing needs of our time, Form 1 seeks to address social equity and climate change action by enabling Muslim women to lead and contribute to building resilient and sustainable communities.
The National Amira of Form 1, Rofia Sani, disclosed the association's future plans.
Creating transformative change throughout Nigeria.
For 40 years, Form 1 has been actively empowering women and propagating Islamic teachings not just in Nigeria but globally through members like Mujijat Abdul Karim in the UK and many others around the world. In Kaduna, I am Muhammad Marajingi, NTA News.
Now let's talk flood control measures, and the Sokoto Rima River Basin Development Authority has announced the release of water from Gwaronyo Dam as part of precautionary measures aimed at regulating the rising water level and preventing any potential flooding. Dalhatu Abdullahi reports.
The water level of the Gwaronyo Dam in Sokoto State, which by August is not expected to rise above 288 million cubic meters, has already reached 285.47 million cubic meters. With the reservoir aging close to its critical threshold, authorities initiated a controlled release of the water to protect the dam's integrity and avoid possible flooding. Sokoto Rima River Basin Development Authorities explained that the release was a precautionary measure aimed at averting disaster that could affect thousands of lives and farmlands along the downstream. In the wake of this development, residents and communities living along the river banks are strongly advised to remain vigilant, relocate from flood-prone areas, and strictly adhere to safety directives issued by emergency agencies. The authority assured that the water released is being carefully managed, but warned that disregard for safety advisories could expose vulnerable households to avoidable risks.
We must regulate the flood that is coming into the reservoir. Therefore, we are calling the downstream users always, those are the farmers, fishermen, canoe riders, and everybody, that they should align their work based on our action plan always, in order to save the life of people.
Insecurity is the major challenges facing us in this dam, because without security you can't stay here in order to control this dam. The dam needs each and every minute. You want the person to be here.
This controlled action underscores the delicate balance between sustaining water for agriculture and domestic use while ensuring public safety from the threats of overflow. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
And from Sokoto, let's head to the ancient town of Okene in Kogi State, which came alive on the three-day fidel prayer for the repose of late Ahmad Momosani Ododo, father of Kogi State Governor Usman Ododo. Ajibola Christopher reports that former national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, as well as Taraba and Niger state governors were at the occasion.
Others in attendance at the three-day fidel prayers for late Ahmed Momosani Ododo are two former governors of Kogi State, Idris Wada and Yahya Bello, former deputy governors of Kogi and Edo State, with other dignitaries from within and outside the state, including 7 and former senators, House of Reps members, State Assembly members, chairmen of local governments, traditional rulers, and the clergy, among other invited guests. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo at the fidel prayers describes his father as a disciplined man with humility and strong faith, whose life remains a testimony of service to God and humanity. He says his late father was a source of inspiration, guidance, and moral strength, noting that his legacies of community service will continue to be his guiding principle.
I'm not mourning. I'm celebrating the life my father had lived before he departed this wicked world. My family and I are deeply touched by your love and solidarity at this moment of our grief.
He appreciates President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for sending the delegation led by the Vice President on a condolence visit to the state, promising not to relent in supporting his administration. Former Governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, speaks on life of late Ahmed Momo Sani Ododo.
But before our father left, our father had prayed for us. He had united his family, not just the immediate Ahmed Ododo family, but all of us that looked up to him as a father.
We're here to celebrate the good life our father lived, that is evidence in the life of your governor.
There's no doubt he lived an exemplary life. He was a man of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
We are with him at this time of grief, and we pray that Allah forgive the soul of his father.
The Ohinoyo Fibira Land and Vice President, Kogi State Council of Chiefs, Muhammad Tijani Anache, describes death as inevitable, praying God to grant the deceased eternal rest. He urges the governor to be consoled in the fact that his father lived a life worthy of emulation. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
Thank you, Ajibola. On that note, we conclude the news at 11 on NTA News 24. Thanks for being a part of it. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.